So normally when I do one of these videos, I tend to showcase what other people build in The Sims that I find on the gallery. But this time I thought I would go ahead and showcase one of the houses that I built myself. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Hey, what is up everyone? My name is Victius and welcome back finally to my channel. And I'm back in The Sims 4. So a lot of stuff has happened during the last half a year I haven't been uploading. I'm not gonna get into that in this video. I might create another video where I tell what's been going on, and I hope that all of you have survived or haven't been affected by COVID-19 in any way, particular form. But that is not what this video is about. This video is about showcasing a build, and normally I tend to showcase builds that I find on the gallery that I find pretty and useful, and some houses that maybe needs more attention than what they tend to get on the gallery. But I just purchased Tiny Living for myself. I just handed in my exam assignments and I thought, hey, I need to spoil myself, so I bought Tiny Living. And I started building a house, and I thought I want to build a house that fits one sim that I can play with for university life, or whatever it's called. I don't even know what's it actually called. Discover University. I don't know. University life, isn't that like The Sims 2? I don't know. And I actually didn't have in mind that I wanted to use this build for anything other than that, but I just kept going and going and going, and this is what I came up with. So it is a starter home. If you're one sim, your sim can move directly into this home. All of the scenery you see is used by the debug, and people are climbing on my roof outside. That's kind of weird. Oh well. But let's get into showcasing this house. If you want to download this house, it's called Tiny Home Brindleton Bay, because it is built on a lot in Brindleton Bay. I can't remember what it's called. Something Homefront or something like that. If you're in Brindleton Bay, it's the furthest away lot in the top of your screen to the left. Yeah, that one. But let's check out the house. So it is a tiny home, and it is within the 32 tiles. So it is actually a micro home, which I find kind of actually incredible that I attempted to go for that as my first build for Tiny Living. But it should be fully functional, and there shouldn't be anything with it. This is not the sim that I intended to use for my own playthrough, but it is the sim that I'm using for the showcase. But we are not looking at the sim, we're looking at the house. So let's get down to here and get into tab mode and take a look at it. So the front of the house outside is not that spectacular. I actually left it kind of like this because I thought, well, I'm gonna add stuff when I play with my sim and I get more money, because I am gonna take him to university and stuff like that. So I kind of left it empty out here, because if you wanted to download the house, then you could do what you wanted to do with it. But I think that I'm gonna showcase the lower part of the house first, or well, the front of the house, the main house really. So coming in through the door, we have a little window that we can look out to the little garden out there, and we actually walk directly into the little kitchen area. Now, bear in mind that this has been taken from a perspective that my sim were supposed to go to university. And when you go to university, obviously it costs a lot of money, student loans and all of that. So affording a fridge and a microwave is pretty much all that he could afford. And no dining table, so that would be something that you would want to add yourself. Over here we have a bookcase that stores books, obviously, in the little living room area. So for this house to work for you, you need to own all of the expansion packs, as well as Tiny Living and Moschino stuff. And that's it, because I don't own any other than that. I don't think I used any Strangerville stuff, but at least all of the expansion packs, Mosquito Stuff, and Tiny Living. Tiny Living makes sense. It's a micro home, so yeah. We have a little TV here, some paintings that are from, well, the big one here is from Mosquito Stuff, and the little one here is from Tiny Living. The thing the TV is standing on is also from Tiny Living, as well as the couch and this one here. I actually fit this little pot plant into this. So the main problem I have with the Tiny Living is this lamp right here, because it's called Tiny Living, and this lamp is anything but tiny. I don't know why it's that big, and you can't really place anything on there unless you use some of the build options that you can do by, I won't say cheating, but you know, scaling up and raising up and all of that. So I put this little plant here. It's just from the base game. I thought it looked kind of neat, getting like the green color in there. The colors I went for are very gray, black, and white, with some small colors thrown into it. The main reason why I went for that is because that's how my apartment looks like. I'm a big fan of the whole black, white, and gray theme, and so that's the basic for why I chose the black and white theme. Out here we have a little, well, I wanted to say barbecue area, but there's no grill or place to sit out here, but you can add that on your own if you use this house to play in. And I really like the little glass roof that I did here. It looks kind of nice. And the main reason why this isn't a part of the tiles, which I actually battled with not having it be one of the tiles, is because there is no gate. If there were a fence and gate here, this would act as tiles. So it would pull it over the micro home requirements. So I just removed that fence, and it doesn't use the tiles. So that's kind of neat. And you don't need the fence, I think. I think you can get on without it. I added some plants up there to the house just to get some scenery, as well as over here from behind. All of the scenery items, the plants, are from debug. So yeah, they didn't cost any money. So you can move in here as a newly started sim that wants to go to university or whatever. I really like the part I did over here, like the untamed forest kind of thing. We'll take a look at that later. I want to show you the upstairs. This video is going to be a little bit longer, but that is because it's my own build, and I'm actually kind of proud of it. It's the first tiny home I created with the Tiny Living stuff pack. So coming up here, we have this little patio up here. I don't plan on having anything here. It's mostly just for having it. But when we come into here, and oh, again, to get this to be here, I couldn't close it in because then it would act as tiles for some weird reason. So I used these kind of separators here to build up the little patio. And obviously you can't access the area around here. Mainly did that for real life safety reasons. We have the one here, but you can't really, there's a roof out there, so it's not really the biggest problem. But coming into here, we have the little bedroom. And I love this bedroom. It was so fun to create, and at the same time I wanted to fit a double bed in here, but then I was like, well, I can fit a double bed into here, but I can only have one sim use it, maybe two, and then I couldn't have anything else in here. And that's actually the main reason why I wanted to go for just one sim for my Let's Play, at least for this house. I have some requirements for when I can upgrade and all of that I made up in my head. I won't go over those in this video. But in here we have a little computer, we have a chair, as well as a dresser, and then this bed here is from Island Paradise, Island Living. What's it called? I don't remember it anymore. Island Living? I want to say Island Living. I can't. Island Paradise. That's Sims 3. It's been so long since I've played The Sims, I can't remember the names of them anymore. But this is the little bedroom. The only light we have in here is actually these little candles, but I think it gives it kind of a nice aesthetic. There's a window on each side so that you can look out to your garden or yard, what you want to call it. But that is the house. There's nothing more to it. And when I finished building this, I was like, you know, this seems very small. There's not a lot here. But then it occurred to me, there's a micro home. What more do you need? And I really built it to minimize the bills for my sim for when he goes to university and he has to take up a student loan. Because if you move in one sim to this house, let's actually get out of the tab mode here. If you move in one sim to this house, I think you're left with like less than 30 simoleons, and that's gonna be tough. But let's talk a little bit about this area over here. So because of the area there that I chose to put this tiny home in, I felt like putting this little untamed forest with the broken fence and all that. Like the forests have grown out to this property. You can obviously remove it if you don't like it, but I think it gives it like kind of a cool aesthetic. It has the same pine trees as the surrounding area, so I actually really like it. And for a tiny home, I think it's sweet. The only thing I don't like about this lot here is the fact that it's not connected to the road, so I can't pull this anywhere to a place that it would fit. So maybe this area here is the thing I like the least about the house. But I mean, I guess that's okay. You can't like everything about the house. But in general, I really like the how the house turned out for a 32 tile tiny home, or a micro home if you want to call it that. But this is from the back side. So yeah, I'm kind of proud. I'm usually not good at building, and that's why I do the gallery showcase videos, because people on the gallery are better at building than me. But I want to give it a go, and initially my thoughts with it wasn't to decorate it like this. It was just to build the house and then play with it. But I got kind of caught up, and I decorated it, and I thought, you know what, this might actually be worth a video on YouTube for the first time in half a year. So that's kind of why I now showcase this to you guys. But I think that's it about the house. If you like the house, please tell me down in the comments. I'm actually really satisfied with it. And if you do download it and use it in your game, and do some modifications to it, you can modify it so it's not a starter home, and then just re-upload it to the gallery. Tag me with hashtag VictiusPlays, and I'll keep an eye on it to see if anyone actually uses this house and does anything with it. If something cool comes up with this house, you can change everything about it, the colors, the items, anything you want. And if anything cool comes up, you know what, I will make a video showcasing some of them on my channel as well. If you do that, you can just leave a comment on this video telling me that you've done it, and I will go look for it as fast as I can. And if you want it for yourself, as I said, you go to my gallery page. It's Garber-C, and it's right here. And it's called Tiny Home Brindleton Bay, but it is also hashtagged with my YouTube stuff. And this is all the packs that you need for it. So Discover University, it is Island Living, I knew it, and of course all the other. I don't need to explain what they are, you know them. And then of course Tiny Living stuff pack and the Mosquito stuff. That's all you need for this house. So with that, I think I'm gonna end off this video. So thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. Also consider subscribing for more Sims content. I know I haven't uploaded in half a year, but I will see if I can get better at doing so. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.